We learned this week that Norwegians just cannot take a hint.
They gave it to Obama for doing absolutely nothing. He got the Nobel Prize for doing nothing. They should give me the Nobel Prize. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. I had so many people, you should get the Nobel Prize.
Although it turns out they do make quite pleasant folk music. Can I get some general muttered agreement?
I think so.
We learned that, yes, despite the characteristically subtle and self-effacing campaigning of US President Donald Trump,
my rhetoric kept you out of wars. I stopped wars from happening. If it were somebody else, they would have gotten 5 Nobel Prizes. I never even got a mention.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee had instead chosen to risk a vindictive American annexation of Svalbard by giving it to someone obviously less deserving, because who isn't? But we also learned that the Norwegian Nobel Committee were not above toying with a chap's emotions.
The Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 goes to a brave and committed champion of peace.
Straighten your tie, Mr. President.
To a woman.
Aww. Well, quite. We did, however, shortly thereafter learn, and yes, we know this happened last Friday, but we record these on Thursdays to play on Fridays. We've explained this before, keep up, who the real winner was.
The person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it.
But we learned that the president's supporters were taking his disappointment every bit as philosophically, graciously, and above all, sanely as might have been expected, and none more so than Congressman Buddy Carter of Georgia's 1st District, and surely at least once the reason that his fellow Georgian US President and Nobel Peace Laureate Jimmy Carter uttered the phrase, "Dear God, no, absolutely no relation."
That's why he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's why I'm introducing a resolution for a sense of Congress today that will honor him with the Nobel Peace Prize.
Pretty sure that's not how this works, Congressman, as indeed it can well be imagined that someone has said to Buddy Carter as he tried to pop corn in a tumble dryer. However, encouraged by this notion of simply awarding oneself prizes on which one has missed out,
and the winner of the special Super Duper Gold Trophy with a dinosaur on top for funniest and cleverest weekly news review monologue is What We Learned on Monocle Radio.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. No, but seriously. We also learned, in an irony that is surely causing President Trump to emit the odd wry chuckle, that the week of his cruel snub by those whale-scoffing weirdos in Oslo should also be the week he achieved a diplomatic feat arguably more significant even than his brokering of peace between
Azerbaijan and Albania.
Or resolving the equally intractable and non-occurring conflict involving
Cambodia and Armenia.
We learned that, yes, and can we maybe get a gritting teeth sound effect behind the rest of this sentence? That Trump had helped bring a halt to a little over 2 years of war in Gaza. But we learned that this genuinely momentous accomplishment was not about to stop him conducting the attendant diplomatic formalities like he was guest compere of the Dean Martin celebrity roast.
France, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I would imagine Emmanuel standing someplace behind me. Where is he? I can't believe it. You're taking a low-key approach today. Italy. We have a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. We have Hungary. Oh, Victor, where is Victor? Victor, we love Victor. Victor, I call him. You know, I put the little accent on it. You are fantastic, all right? I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm the only one that matters.
try the veal, tip your waiters, here all week, and so forth. But we learned that if it was probably optimistic to expect much in the way of perspective and humility from Donald Trump, we learned that his fifth smartest child was here to help on that front.
And look how much better humanity and our world is. You know, we're saving Christianity. We're saving God. We're saving the family unit. We're saving this nation.
From which rash of media appearances, we learned that Eric Trump has written a book.
Oh, no.
Or at least typed into ChatGPT the prompt rattle me up 70,000 words, expanding my own Wikipedia page into a lachrymose screed of self-justification, self-pity and paranoid fantasy, pitching my powerful billionaire family as the most persecuted people in all of human history. But we learned as he shilled his tome that the immense and imaginary suffering endured by his unfortunate tribe had in no way diminished an abiding sense of right and wrong and a profound belief in impartial justice. And we learned this from his righteous rage at New York State Attorney General Letitia James, who once filed fraud charges against Eric's father and upon whom Eric's father has recently set the Department of Justice because, she once rented a house to her grandniece, possibly without being entirely straight with her mortgage provider about her intentions in this regard, and that said grandniece may have been other than a model citizen at various points in her life. Yes, we're looking forward to the 27-part true crime podcast as well. But we learned that Eric Trump demands higher standards of public officials forsworn to uphold and abide by the laws of the land.
Somebody who's apparently committed mortgage fraud, and somebody apparently has a felon living in their home right now. Clearly, you're not allowed to do that.
A convicted felon in the family home. Imagine. For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Muller.